Huh? What? I had to spend my YouTube ad monies from last month on bike parts. So that's why I'm homeless. But for real, it's time to show you some bike parts. And I'm freaking excited about it. So let's get to it before the light runs out. What up, cat? What up, cat? You wanna be a hood rat? You wanna be a hood rat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what Oh yeah, you're a hood rat now, baby. You don't like being a hood rat? Kitty. Kitty. Alright, let's get them bike parts out, huh? Okay, so it's officially time to tell you what parts I have and the color design that I decided for this bike. So once I flip this cafe seat around, it will actually reveal to you the color scheme that I decided to go with for the CX500 build. So without further ado, I decided to go with the Ferrari red. I'm gonna have the tank painted Ferrari red with black and likely silver accents. I'm not sure yet. We'll decide that later, but anyway, so Ferrari red in the saddle, and then it has a black exterior around the other seat. Let's just kind of mock this up for you. I already took the seat off once. So this is kind of what it's going to look like right here. Oh, that looks so good. I don't think I've put it on here yet. Well, can't really get it to stay very well, but anyway, so that's kind of how it's gonna look with the tank painted Ferrari red. I'm probably gonna have a silver Honda decal right here, probably a black tank stripe in the back, but I'll figure that out once I get to that point. So yeah, Ferrari red, baby. I saw a bike in Ferrari red and I kind of just fell in love, but the person who was building it kind of was building into a bobber, so I didn't really care for that. But anyway, okay, so next up, I have the Honda CX500 mufflers. These are MGO mufflers. These were designed for the CX500. They're the universal fit, but it came in a CX500 kit. So I think it should bolt straight up. And if it doesn't, the seller is gonna have an earful or an eyeful in his email. An eyeful, I guess that would make more sense. But anyway, moving on. So next up, I have the integrated headlight for the CX500. This is an integrated headlight with LED turn signals already built into it. It comes with a standard halogen bulb. What I'll probably end up doing is convert that to LED. I'm not too concerned about the halogen for like a cafe build like this. It's a vintage bike, so I don't really care if it's LED or halogen. It kind of makes sense either way. So we'll kind of figure that out as we go. And I don't know if I'll be able to actually put this as LED, but we'll see. I would like it to be LED because I like the vintage bikes looking super modern. I think that's just sick, but we'll kind of get to that. We'll see how it goes. I think next up is this right here, but, oh, hello. Oh, whoa, oh, shoot, fight. No, go away. Okay, Opal, go away. Go, go, go. So before I show you what this is, I'm gonna show you the handlebars that used to be on this bike. As I mentioned in the last video, these are not the stock handlebars for this bike. These are actually my old FZ6 handlebars, my Yamaha FZ6. Those are the old ones and they fit perfectly for this build, so I decided to use those. But here are the freaking stock bars for the, yeah, you can just see how stupid these look. Anyway, and then I already took off the grab bar on the CX500, so that's here. These are just the, I already got them ordered, the bar end mirrors. These handlebars are actually threaded for bar end mirrors, so that's gonna make it way easier to do. I don't have to tap it or drill it myself, so that's gonna be awesome. But bar end mirrors. All right, and last physical objects that you really need to see for this build, speedometer. This is the speedometer and odometer. It has pretty much everything on it. It has the neutral light, the turn signals, and the high-low beam light. So that's pretty much all there is that I need. I don't know if I'll get a tachometer with it. I don't think it will be necessary, but we'll see. This is a mechanical driven speedometer, so it's gonna go right with the CX500. So it should bolt right up. And this is yeah, we'll figure this out. But anyway, so that's that. And of course, I have all the other parts already, you know, the brake pads. I got the shaft drive oil. I have the oil filters, brake pads. I think I already said that, but anyway, I have all those too. Turn signals, tail light. Gonna go with the LED strip tail light like I did for the last build. Freaking love those. So anyway, the light out here is pretty much gone, so let's head on into the studio and get this thing designed in Photoshop. You can come with me, kitty, if you want, but I don't think you want to is the problem. All right, good enough for me. Let's get some photos. Hey, what's good? It's your boy, the Inja. Let's do some Photoshop, because I had a pretty rough day and I don't really want to talk about it, so let's just get to this. Okay, so we have the CX500. This is the base image that we're going to be going with today with our build. I also have a couple of images of the muffler and of the seat. So that's pretty much all we're going to be adding. We're going to be subtracting on quite a few things from this base image. The fender, this and that for the cafe build. We're going to also be minusing out this airbox and adding some pod air filters on there. We probably won't add the pod air filters on here just for this mock-up, but we'll see. We'll also be painting it, so let's just get right down to it, dude. I want to get this thing done, so let's get going. Woo! So what do we have to do first? Let's see here. You know what? Let's just get this muffler taken care of. Okay, delete the background. Oh, hello. You know what? That's good enough for me. Let's bring that over to this layer. And we'll get that scaled down to size. Okay, so that's about what it will look like. I'm not saying that's exactly what it will look like, but that's close enough for me right now. So let's grab this seat from this other image here. And I'll probably be touching this up later. For now, it's literally just a mock-up of this thing. Okay, so I think that's actually a pretty fair estimate. Okay, cool. I like that. Okay, so let's get down to, oops, not that. So let's get down to actually changing the bike. What I need to do now is repaint the bike. I already explained to you that it's gonna be Ferrari red. I think it's gonna look absolutely legit. So let's just do that first. Okay, and I know that looks a little bit sketch right now. Okay, so all we're doing now is just giving it some dimension. There we go. Okay, so I think that is good enough. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I did mention before, I kind of was thinking about having a Honda, a Honda text on the tank. So let's give that a try. Okay, and I'm thinking that's a pretty big decal. The tank is actually pretty big. So we'll kind of just scale it down here, at least just for the mock-up. I kind of like that. I think that looks pretty sweet, in my opinion. Okay, so let's start taking things off the bike. What we're going to take off for the cafe build. We're going to definitely delete the rear fender. We're going to have to modify the frame for this seat. So I'm thinking we'll kind of mock that up here while we're already in Photoshop. Okay, so let's start off with the deleting of all this random crap. So I'm just going to do this really quickly. It's not going to be perfect, but okay. That looks amazing. Amazing. Best Photoshop. I think I'm not sure about leaving the stock shocks. Ooh, that rhymed, but it's the stock shocks. I'm debating whether or not I want to get aftermarket ones just because they're like $100 for this bike. But we'll see. I do want to keep it kind of on a budget and see what I can pull out of it. But knowing me, let's be real, I'm just gonna blow like half my bank account and like all my YouTube monies on this build. We all know it. So I'm definitely gonna have to design the frame differently. The shocks, I think I'll keep the same for now. All right, so there it is with the C. I'm already liking that. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is getting a frame hoop and just welding it on. What I'll probably be doing is building a battery box right here anyway, and electrical box. You know, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't ripped the bike apart yet, so I don't really know what it looks like, what I can do. But I'm assuming that I am just going to be welding on a frame hoop to get the seat where I want it. In all honesty, some of you mentioned that you wanted to see me do the monoshock version of this bike. They actually sell kits. It's kind of expensive. It's around $400 for a kit to do the monoshock of this bike. $400 I don't think is worth it and it's a ton of work, and I did look into it. There's just a lot of work, and there is some guesswork in it that I don't like. Like you're gonna have to be welding on a bracket to hold the monoshock onto the stock swing arm of the bike, and so that's kind of sketchy. I mean, I'd have a shop do it, but I know I literally had to deal with a shop today, and I know that not all of them do great work, even when they tell you and guarantee you that they are doing great work. So I just kind of want to avoid that. And plus, I think that this frame design right here actually makes the bike look really interesting and really unique. I think it's one of those things that people will look at. I hate to say this, but I think Harley riders are going to notice this bike more than sport bike riders do. And that hurts my heart, but I think I'm going to get more questions from people who ride bikes similar to this one. And I think people are going to know that frame, and I think that frame is actually going to be one of the unique selling points of this bike, and I think that's kind of cool. So I think we're going to keep the frame. I don't think I'm going to go with the monoshock, even though I freaking love that stance. And let's be real, I probably actually will go with that. With the monoshock, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But for now, with this mock-up, we're just going to be taking the airbox out and leaving the frame as it is. So let's do that. All right, baby. Funny story, in college, I actually went to college for media and design and everything. Even though I knew most of it, which was kind of sucky, but this pen tool, nobody in the freaking class knew how to use a freaking pen tool. Look at this, I can do it like with half my mind. Yeah, we literally had to start out with tracing a freaking quarter. A little quarter. People took the whole freaking class period to trace a quarter with the pen tool. Bam. Okay. All right, now let's take a random swatch of grass. All right, and what we're going to do is create a new layer with that small little swatch of grass, and we're going to bring it right on over here. Let's put that behind the bike. Bam. That is what I'm talking about. So as you can see, that frame is kind of interesting. Putting it like this, you can really see that the frame is kind of a different design that you probably have not seen before. I'm just going to really quickly mock up like a battery box, because this area right here is not going to be completely open. We all know that there's things you have to put in a battery box and whatnot, and we'll scale that up to size. Since we all know that I actually like to see what things look like, we will put a couple of silver. Let's match the engine. I'll put one more, say, right there. That, just give it a subtle little, that's perfect. Okay, so battery box, whatever's going to actually be there is done. So I think that's about what we're looking at. Of course, we'll have the taillight and the turn signals. Speaking of turn signals, let's actually delete those really quick right now. All right, so it's about time to wrap this up. Let's just delete this a little bit more. All right, I think that is pretty much it for this mock-up. I think what I'm going to do is actually leave the wheels black. They're a little bit faded just from the age, so what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing is just repainting them black. I kind of like that silver stripe on the outside of the wheel frame here, but we'll see. I'm thinking I'll keep the stripe but repaint the inner wheel with the spokes and whatnot with gloss black. I'm thinking that's what we'll do. I'm really digging the red design though. The red design I think looks just amazing. That's really cool. And I think there's no way I'm going to regret that. Of course, it's not, perfect. It's not a very refined mock-up, but I think it's close enough to where I can actually decide with certainty that I actually really like this design. When you're building a bike and you want to make it into the vision that you have, I think it's a really important step to actually design it in Photoshop like I'm doing right now. Just because then you won't have to start guessing what will look good. You don't have to start buying parts that you're kind of like, will that look good? I'm not sure. So when you actually mock it up in Photoshop like this, I think it's a really good step to take if you're serious about building a customized bike that really fits you personally. I think this looks super sweet. In my opinion, I think it's just a really, really good all-around design. As I said before, just let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you did wanted to see the monoshock version of this cafe racer style. I know there's one other guy who's building a similar bike to this one, but he's bobber bobbering. He's making it into a bobber. And I really just don't like bobbers that much. It just reminds me too much of, like, I don't know, like Harley, like a large 50-year-old man on him. I don't know. I don't know. Don't take offense. I know there's a few of you. I'm sorry. So I think this design is what I'm going to go with overall. Yeah, it just gets me, man. I actually just got up and then came back to the computer, and I just love it, dude. It's like I looked at it for like fresh for the first time, and it is freaking awesome. So I think that's definitely the thing I'm gonna go with. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Also, let me know though if you did also want to see the monoshock version of this. I can definitely mock that up if a lot of you guys wanted to see what it would look like, this cafe racer style seat with the monoshock, because I know there's a lot of bobber CX500s with the monoshock because they sell it in kits. But I don't think there's too many cafe racers, like legit cafe racer build CX500s with the monoshock, with the cafe seat and all that. I know there are a few, but if you guys did want to see that with some different color designs and whatnot, just let me know. I'll definitely do that for you guys, and I'll post it on the Facebook page. I think I don't know if I'm going to actually start pushing the Facebook page too hard. I don't know. I have some decal designs that I'll be sharing on it pretty soon, but we'll see. Just check it out. If you guys wanted to give me a like on Facebook, follow what we do, decal designs, seeing updated versions of whatever I'm building and whatnot, go ahead and give it a like. It's either way, it's up to you. But I think that's pretty much it for this video. So, before we end this video, of course, we need to do a before and after. Okay, so here is the before. Man, that is such a difference. So this is the before, then here's the after. Oh man, that is such a difference. Wow. Okay. Huh. Alright guys, I love it. I think it's legit. I think it's pretty sweet. And of course, the build as it goes along, and as I find out what I can do and what I can't do, of course there are certain small design elements that will change along the way. But if you did follow my last build with the 100cc Honda XL100S, of course there are a couple things that I changed along the way, but I did give it that exact overall design that I had planned in the first place. And so I think it will also be the same case with this bike being very, very similar to the Photoshop mock-up that I did today. But anyway, that's what I'm hoping, and I think that's pretty much it. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking around and watching. I really do appreciate you guys watching. I know my videos really aren't that great, so just let me know what I can improve, and we'll go from there. So, all right. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching Inja's Garage. It's your boy, the Inja. Until next time, baby.